It's not like a math class. You actually might get a little bit dirty in this class. My name is Elizabeth Brewster. I teach the Native Plants of Oregon class at PCC Rock Creek. When I was a kid, my dad would always take me hiking and camping, and so I feel like I've been looking at native plants since I was, yay tall. And that kind of fostered my love of plants in general. The nice thing about plants is that, there's always more to learn. So the main point of this class is really to get students to be able to identify about 100 of the most common native species in Oregon, in addition to also learning about the ecosystems that support them. Typically on a class day, we will spend a little bit of time talking about an ecoregion, and then we'll go for a plant walk. We'll look at some new plants, talk about their ID features out in the field, and then we'll take some cuttings back and look at them in the lab. I require them to actually sketch the leaves and the flowers. And they're not always excited about that when I tell them they have to do that, but they actually will learn the plant much better that way. And the point is not actually the artistic ability, it's actually, training their eye. So looking at those little details that distinguish one plant from another. If I had to sum up this class in one word, it would just be plants, because that is entirely the focus of the class. And I'm a plant nerd, I'm a plant geek, and I like, kind of conveying that to the students, and, it attracts other plant geeks as well. We're just a big class of plant geeks, so that's what we love to do, is get out there and see them. This class is part of the landscape technology program. We have a lot of students who have come through this class and then go out and work in natural restoration projects. It's really cool to think that they kind of started out here and then they get to take that and do some real good in the world, and I love hearing from students. When we go on a field trip, and we do 3 of those, we usually will do a similar thing that we do when we're on campus, but the difference is that instead of starting out in a classroom, we start out at the ocean. Within a day's drive of Portland, we can be at the coast, we can be in the gorge, we can be up in the Cascades. We are able to see the plants in their natural habitat as opposed to something planted in a garden, and we can start to look at those plants in the larger ecosystem. The thing I love about this class is introducing students who've never, spent a lot of time looking at natives, blowing their minds with what's out there all around us all the time. So I do get really excited when, particularly if we're looking at a wildflower, and I can point that out to the class and see the expression on their faces because they get excited as well. And sometimes it's a plant that they've never seen before, and that's exciting as well. I think that we all need to really be aware of how much we're dependent on nature, and native plants are a huge part of that. And it's this whole diverse food web, and it all starts with the natives. Without native plants, we don't get all the biodiversity that we treasure in Oregon. So we need to appreciate them, we need to protect them, and we all probably need to be getting out into nature a little bit more for our own personal healing and health. I think it's hugely important at this time in history to value native plants as well as the habitats that they live in.